We're on. We're on. What a disgrace. Welcome back to another video. Bradford City v Newport County, 0-0 draw. But what a disgrace. We've been robbed again, not for the first time this season, by another terrible, appalling refereeing mistake. Not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times, throughout the whole bleeding match. And I'm absolutely sick to death of these referees that face no accountability. They just get to go about the business, get another job done, get another bit of money paid, and up to next Saturday. And the same referee will be refereeing in League Two, and he'll still make a house load of mistakes, and he'll still get another job the next weekend. If you made as many mistakes as him, like I've done, you then get sacked. If you don't do if you don't do your job to the level that it's expected of you, get sacked. If a manager goes on a bad run of form, Graham Alexander, he would get sacked. If a referee can continuously make the same bad mistakes week after week, he doesn't get sacked. He don't get fined. He don't get demoted. He gets a promotion instead. You'll see him in the Premier League in a few years. Mr. Humphreys, Andrew Humphreys, remember the name. Worst referee I've ever seen in my existence of watching football. Absolutely atrocious. I thought Darren Drysdale were bad. I thought Trevor Kettle was bad. Cal Boyson. The list goes on of incompetent, terrible referees. Andrew Humphreys can be added to that name because he's the worst of the lot. That offside, for starters, because that's where it started, that offside is a disgrace. I've watched it, and to me, I mean, let's be fair, for starters, it's not exactly his fault because it's the linesman who's give it. But if you're not 100% clear, and no one can be 100% clear that is an offside, then you shouldn't be able to give it. You shouldn't give that as an offside if you're not 100% clear that is an offside. No one could be of that. It's the finest of margins, and yet it's give it as an offside. Start with the first one. Then the red card. That is never in a million years a red card. And by the way, do let me know if you can actually hear me and everything's going right, because I can't see any comments, and I am aware that I do start streams, and normally you can't hear me or anything like that. So do let me know, and let me know your thoughts on the game as well, because I must say, what a battling, brilliant, grafting, Bradford City workman-like performance that was. That was a throwback to Bradford City performances of old. It was like watching a Parky team. That is great, and that's why I've fallen in love with this team. I absolutely love it. The determination, the grit, the passion, and the energy that this team shows is just fantastic. And I'm massively falling in love with it because we're finding a way to win. There's been people who are negative and are saying, "Oh, we need to start scoring more. We will get found out against better teams." And yet, when we play against better teams, we beat Walsall 3-0 and we beat Grimsby 3-1. And I remember scoring more than 2 goals against Port Vale or Chesterfield, or one of the two. They're good teams. So yeah, Carl Stockton, hi. Game today was rubbish. Feel bad for people travelling there to see that ref. I don't think the game was rubbish. In fairness, because we got a 0-0 and we battled for it. And I'd much rather see 11 men out there, 10 men out there. Should have been 11 men out there battling against 12 men, because it was 10v12 majority of the time during the game. I'd much rather see that sort of a performance rather than the performances we've seen over the last few years of players who don't care less about the club but don't care about themselves. We've seen Sean Scannell coming out saying how he didn't do a pre-season properly, and he didn't dedicate himself as a professional properly, and couldn't really care less about how he applied himself, and that's why he got all his injuries that he got. We've had too many players like that, and Alexander and this team that we have got, they're a group of players who are professionals, who are leaders, who are determined to win, and we saw that. And I'd much rather see that sort of a performance. And we had more than enough chances to win. We were the better team for large moments during that game. We had so many great chances, so many. You look at Mellon, he had a couple of really good chances. Right at the end, Critchlow from a set piece headed it down, bounced up, and keeper should be saving that, but it's still a good chance from a good position. And there were a few others as well, a few other sort of half chances. We should have had a penalty. Another terrible mistake from the referee. Mellon gets wrestled to the ground. I thought John Cena was wearing a Newport shirt. He literally picked him up and tossed him off to the ground. I mean, I've never seen anything like it in my life. What a disgrace. To do that on a football pitch is just unbelievable. And it didn't get checked, didn't get seen. Well, it didn't get checked. I'm not saying there should be VAR in this level because I hate that. I mean, I'm watching Everton Crystal Palace. It took them 3 minutes to decide if something's offside or not. If you're taking 3 minutes, 4 minutes to decide if it's offside or not, it's not clear and obvious. Allow the goal, and that's exactly the same for our side. If you can't tell that is an offside, which you couldn't, like I said, because it's the tightest of margins, then that should be given. And that's obviously cost us. And when I think about moments from the season, yeah, there's been moments where we've cost ourselves from winning and getting points, like Colchester when we switched off in the last minute, like Wimbledon when we switched off with a ball in the back post, which wasn't dealt with by a free man. And it was also on it as well with Danny Johnson scoring when we switched off, and many other instances where we've switched off, and that's been our wrongdoing. All of those games were away from home as well. And that's something where we've improved, because that's something that hasn't happened today. Like I said, it happened at Wimbledon one slight moment, but we didn't look like we were going to switch off. We didn't look like making a mistake, and you've got to praise the players for that, and Alexander as well for the team shape. Now, should he have made substitutions earlier? Should have used his bench? I don't think he should have. I think he made the right decision by keeping the players out there who knew the shape, who knew the roles, who were doing it properly. You know, you look at Sarcevic, you look at Lee as well as Smallwood. Those midfield three, I wouldn't have changed them. I think Lee did come off, but even if he did, he came off late on. So I agreed with that. And obviously, Ramola had to come off. I'm sure he did anyway. I can't remember these bloody things like that. But Mellon came off. And I thought Ramola did come off, didn't he, for Callum Johnson? And that's fresh legs, you know, because he hadn't played much, neither of Mellon. And by the way, the bloody Newport commentator. Now, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, you can listen to Newport commentary if you want to. And for some reason, I end up listening to Newport commentary. It's always nice to listen to away commentary. I'm sure you can choose that as an option. Anyway, that's besides the point. For some reason, he thought he was called Michael Melton. Melton. How do you get Mellon and Melton mixed up? But I must say, the Newport commentators, even they admitted that the referee were terrible and weren't getting the decisions right. And that says everything you need to know, doesn't it? Lee Bell, Crew, Tuesday night, hence going back to the beginning of the video when I'm talking about him still getting a job next weekend, and he will, and they'll still make some terrible decisions. Lee Bell did a 4-minute match reaction, well, press conference reaction thing, whatever, and he did a 4-minute piece on Andrew Humphreys, ranting and raving about him, and obviously that cost them 3-0 defeat. And that's the difference as well. They had a man sent off wrongfully, and they end up losing the game 3-0 and capitulated. And that's the difference. That's a team that have been in the top three a lot of the duration this season. They're fighting for the playoffs. They're just outside them now in 8th with 49 points, I'm pretty sure. And we're up there now as well, and we're on a good run. But we haven't capitulated, and neither did we when we had 10 men against Crew. We battled, we stayed in there, and we had the determination to try and still create chances, and that's what we did. And that's the type of performance, and they're the type of players you need to get yourself over the line in matches, to get points to add up to the table, and that's what gets you promoted. Games like these, and Crew couldn't, and I think that's the test of character and the difference in quality of team there, the difference in mentality. And Alexander as well. I'm not questioning Lee Bell, although obviously they did go out of the playoffs quite quickly, and they have faded away again this season. So maybe there is a mentality problem there. But Alexander literally had nothing to say about it. He said he's not surprised. He said he'll speak to him in 30 minutes. That was quite a sly dig there. And he said something else as well. What else did he say? He's going to have to. He just said he has to look it back because first time he saw it, he couldn't really think much too of it, of where it was and all that. And it's just not a red card. I mean, you look at the law and it's not a red card. The last man isn't a law. That's out of the question whether it's last man or not. And it wasn't because Paul Huntington were there. He's 40 yards out. He's literally just past the halfway line. And Paul Huntington's there, and he's literally just got past Jack Shepherd. But the thing is, he's come across him. He's come across Jack Shepherd, and you tell me, and then you'll probably be agreeing with me. I don't know. Do let me know your thoughts. But how on earth is Jack Shepherd supposed to get out of the way of him without giving him a feather on the shoulder? You know, and that's all these fouls are. I'm sick of them. The niggly feather tickle fouls on the shoulders. And then they go down, then they roll around, then the referee gives a free kick and maybe a yellow card in most cases as well. And then it happens again. And then you try doing it. And sometimes he will give you a free kick, but then he won't. Because how can you level if someone's pushed someone before? So if they haven't. If someone goes down, you win a free kick. Sarsfield went down and there was nothing to it. And just before I went down, I said, if he goes down here, he's going to win a free kick, and he don't have to touch him. Went down here, won a free kick, and it ain't biased because I just said that shouldn't have been a free kick, and that's all you ever see. And you watch any type of football, and it's so draining, it's so awful, it's so rubbish, it's so boring because all it takes is one little tap of a shoulder, one little push in the back, and it ain't even forceful push. If I got pushed right now, I won't fall. I mean, I am sat down, but I won't fall over. Whereas if any of those footballers got pushed now, even when they were sat down, they'd fall over because they know that they can win a free kick for it. And it's just so boring. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. And it might be in the rule book for that's a foul, but they need to rethink it because it's ruining football games. And that's exactly what happened with Baker Richardson. He felt the contract and he went down. And that's just what's always going to happen, isn't it? And it ruined what could have been a good game. We just had to dig in, scrap, and battle, and that's what we did. And I'm glad that we got over the line because we showed that resilience that we haven't in many years. And like I said, Crew didn't on Tuesday night, but you know that's a big point. That come the end of the season, we'll be looking. And I think we might end up looking at this game and go, if we give that offside goal, we'd get top 3. But we could well look at it and go, if we didn't get that point, we won't be in League One now. These points add up. And away from home, to be fair, before the game, I probably would have took a point, not knowing that we're down to 10 men after 30, because that's a informed Newport side as well as us. So I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with that. So yeah, do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I don't intend on going on for an hour like I normally do, because they're not good for anybody. They're not good for my voice. They're not good for the viewers watching it back, because why would you want to watch me for an hour? There's much better things to watch. Well, anything really. I mean, I've been watching. Let me know what you've been watching this week. That's question of the week. What have you watched this week? I watched. Last night I watched Waking Ned. If you haven't watched that, it's a very good movie. It's about an Irish man who wins the lottery, but he's dead, so he don't win it. That's probably ruined it, but that is the twist. A dead man wins the lottery. Very good film. It is, but the main actor in it, I suppose, would be one of the old men who went on to go in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I didn't know he was actually in it, but I knew him from Fawlty Towers. Mr. O'Reilly. And anyway, the other guy who was sort of the main actor, he died that same year, literally a few months after it came out. And you know, he obviously didn't look like the type of. He didn't look like he was near death, and it's sad when you think of stuff like that, you know, because you don't know what's around the corner. It could be you. Well, it will be at some point. It will, but when you think timeline of life, what a strange thing it is, because you don't know what's coming around the corner, and he didn't, because it was a car accident, and clearly he didn't know what was coming around the corner. Bang, crash, wallop. Dead. So Martin Bruce, welcome in. Welcome, Martin. We'll show, because I know how to do it now, and I forgot to do it with Kyle, so sorry about that. Evening, Corbin, don't tell me, are we talking about that ref? We are, for 15 minutes, Martin. I'm very sorry that I've had to do it. I'll put glasses on now, because we'll read Martin's comments a bit better. Salford game and today, that's 4 extra points we should have right now. Salford game, that's the one. I was trying to think it was the another. And there was. The goal line goal, the goal that crossed the line with Andy Cook. Not just unbelievable. Just another unbelievable moment. And these need cleaning. So it's just a farce. And I'm sick of it. That's all I can say. I'm sick of it. I watch football and I want a good game. And I can't get a good game. It's depressing, to be fair. But yeah, I have sort of touched on that, but like I say, you don't know what's around the corner. And when you look at the timeline of life and you zoom out, and it seems so small, you know, like it just is, isn't it? Really is. And that's the thing. It's like now I'm enjoying watching this team and Bradford City, and I haven't for years. Stuart McCall was the last time, 17-18. And even that had some dark moments. That was the last team that I enjoyed watching, and this team has qualities of what that team had, like getting through today and showing that grit and desire and determination. So that's pleasing. But when you look out and you were in that moment, in that era, 2012 to 2017, and if someone told you, right, this is as good as it's getting, it would get you quite depressed. You'd think, I'm expecting more, you know, because there's so much higher, and then it just goes down, and then you're in League Two for years. And right now it's looking good, but in the timeline of life, you zoom out, and it's 2025, but it's December 2025, and we're 18th in League Two, and we didn't go up, we didn't go to Wembley, and we are still languishing in League, and that's the thing. So basically, what I'm trying to say is enjoy it whilst it lasts. Life and football currently, anything, just enjoy stuff whilst it's good. And this is good. I think I will check, because I can't do this. You know, when you say something and you don't actually check it yourself, it's like, well, I heard. It's no good saying I heard, so I'm going to check it. But I'm sure we've conceded 2 goals in our last 10. So that's 3. If you're counting that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, you're not counting that. So we have, and that's brilliant, isn't it? 10 goals conceded, 2 goals conceded in our last 10. When the last time that happened? Our home form. Last time we won 8 home league games in a row was 1968. The last time we won 6 home games in a row, that's counting the FA Cup, was 1973, 1974. And we had to beat, we beat Alf Church in that. I mean, who are Alf Church? Who are Accrington Stanley? Everyone knows of them. Who are Alf Church? And we had to beat them in that. But talking about the sort of 16-17 time, that were the last time we won 7. Last time we won 7 league games, and that were the back end of 16-17, going into the first game of 17-18 against Blackpool, where Amari Patrick scored that great goal, and that was it. He then got a 3-year contract, and he's going to be the next best thing, and he's now going to get relegated with Tranmere into a National League. And again, the timeline of life. Yeah, after that game at Blackpool, and he scores that goal, you zoom out and then you get told he's actually just going to be a proper bang average League Two player, and he can't start week in, week out for a League Two side that are threatening relegation in Tranmere. But then he also won promotion from League Two and scored in a playoff final. So that's just life and how weird it is, really. But yeah, but he still had a great, and that's the thing as well. We might criticise him and stuff, but he still had a great career. He still had a fantastic career, because he's done what none of us can, and that is play for Bradford City and play professional senior football consistently. This season seems like the 98-99 promotion season. We just seem to be able to grind a result out. The team just seem to have a togetherness right now. We've got an unbelievable togetherness, and that's what I like as well, because the players are coming out and talking about how good as a group they are and how together they are and that they're a gang. And Alexander, after a game today, said we're a brotherhood and we have a trust amongst the team. And the fact they were arguing with each other at half time, but in a trustful way, it wasn't a malicious way. And, they're now on the bus and having pizza and they're looking forward to Tuesday. And they've got that professionalism where they're hungry to win, but they have that togetherness where they're a proper team. And like I say, Mark Hughes got sacked. None of the players said anything in support, and there were rumours of a bit of disconnect. And it didn't seem together. It was a great season, but I didn't feel like we were going to go up, and I didn't feel together with the squad or the manager in particular. And it was successful, but you just didn't ever feel confident in the team, and that's because you didn't see that togetherness that this team shows. The manager shows it after the game. The players come out and speak about it. You see them on the pitch, and the togetherness to show to get through games like this, to grind out the results, like the run of 1-0s, the one of two, the clean sheets. I mean, I should have checked how many clean sheets that was as well in the one of results that we've had, but to concede 2 goals in 10, the back line's really strong with different players playing in that back line as well. We've had Huntington, we've had Kelly who's come out and got injured, Critchlow's come in, Adramola's just come in and took it effortlessly. Callum Johnson's come back in after his injury. Ben probably played around December time when it started. We've had Neil Byrne, so many different players coming to that back line, and we've still got clean sheets. And that's down to the manager because he's instilled this togetherness, he's instilled this team and a way of playing where anyone can come into it and know the role, know the job. And Huntington played in the centre of the back three on Tuesday, and he's played on the right of the back three throughout this run. And yet on Tuesday, you didn't see too much of a difference. If that were last season, like we've seen, it's a huge difference, and the players can't deal with that. So that's a huge difference as well. But like you say, that togetherness, and Alexander spoke about after the game, calling it a brotherhood, calling it a togetherness. And I was saying there, no one came out and said how the good times were with Mark Hughes when Stuart McCall was sacked in 17-18. There were players tweeting, showing pictures, nights outs and stuff, and saying how sad of a day it was. And they will do the same with Alexander. I've no doubt about that because he's built this team. And like I said in 98, 99, there was a I Want Alive. But from what I've read, what I've seen, that was a team that showed togetherness. And you listen to the players of that era talk about, the stories that they had from it. And that was probably football in general back then, probably more stories to say because like the Arsenal team, big drinkers, and that was probably the same with our team. I think that was sort of the era where we're like a dad's army, but that's the thing, and that's what they've got, and this is what we've got, and that's what any promotion winning team does, and any promotion winning team grinds out results, and any promotion winning team gets a run of clean sheets and a run of wins, and that's what we're doing. So we're not scoring enough goals, and that's a concern. It's going to be a concern. Any team's going to be lacking goals when you've lost a league's top goal scorer and 85 goals from your club's history, if that makes sense. He's in the top 5 goal scorers of all time at this club. The goals he scored, the type of goals. The game before he got injured, he scored from 30 yards out on the half volley, an unbelievable goal. You're going to miss that type of man, that type of leader, that type of talisman. And yet, we're still getting along with it. And some are saying we're even playing better, which I don't necessarily buy. I think this run of form would still have happened with Andy Cook. If not, we would have played better. I don't buy it. When Kavanagh plays, we can be high pressing because he can lead the press better. But like today, and that wasn't us just because of the red card, Michael Mellon's not a presser. He's not someone who's going to run his socks off like Kavanagh. He looks to me like an Andy Cook type finisher who can hold the ball up. He's got more legs because he's 34. But so yeah, he's a bit quicker. I'll give you that. But he doesn't look like he's going to run his socks off. So you've got different players and you have to adapt to them. But and I heard someone saying we link up better now. Andy Cook is a fantastic link-up striker. like I say, he's not quick, but he's got great physicality, can hold the ball up, and like that Wrexham goal and many others, Gillingham, but that Wrexham goal, the way he bulldozes past players, anyone's going to miss that. So, and his presence in the box. So yeah, we definitely miss him because that's why we're scoring ones and noughts. But we're finding a way to win, and other players are chipping in. And Sarcevic should have scored again today, and that he's getting the goals up. Patterson's getting the goals up, and I must say as well, the team selection choices from Alexander's fantastic. It's great to have so many players available to play, so much strength in depth, and that's 100% what we've got. And that's credit to the recruitment team as well, but mainly to Alexander for spotting where we need to improve, what we need to bring in, the type of characters. The fact that Lapsley's barely played and these are sat on the bench, and yet you'd feel like he'd put 100% in when he came on. The fact that Birmingham, he's going to rotate, and you still feel confident that we might be able to get something. We might be able to scrap our way to maybe taking them to extra time, and we might still have a bit of energy to bring off on the bench. There's a bit of hope and optimism going into every game, especially at home, undoubtedly, with us being the best home team in the league. But like I say, I can't remember a time that happened. So there's a lot of optimism around the club, and that needs to grow. And next week, I'm looking forward to Tuesday. Why wouldn't you? But if we lose, we lose. I don't think that's not important. But next Saturday is huge. If we can get a win against MK Dons at home, and I have every belief that we will, they've just won to Tranmere. I mean, who dwells to Tranmere at the minute? That they're on a terrible run, and we feel like we can beat anyone at home. I'm very much looking forward to that game now and trying to get another 3 points down. I think that'll put us on 56 points, and every game's very exciting because you've got our game, but then you've got 5-6 other teams playing who you want results to go whichever way it needs to go for us. Every game matters, and this is all you want. This is all you want as a football fan. We want to be playing in higher levels, but you want success and you want something to play for. And over many years we haven't, and now we have. So we need to keep getting behind them because we're so important as fans. That's why our home form's so good, and we've said this for many years now. If we can get behind them Saturday, Tuesday, we're that 12th man. We drew today, and it feels like a loss, and that shows us where we've come as well. The fact that the players, the manager, and us fans, it feels like a win in terms of the battle that we showed. But the fact that we've dropped points today, in which is a game where you look at and you go, if we would have won today, that would have put serious pressure on and a big statement. That shows where we've come from. But yeah, the important thing is picking up and winning against Saturday. Because like I said earlier, I'd have took a point before the game, and with 10 men after 30 minutes, that shows the character and the determination we've got through. Certainly. But yeah, if it weren't for the referee, like I kept saying, it would have been a completely different game. But I just want to touch on Newport because this is where you do feel like we probably should have come away with something. Yes, they're on a good run. I think they've won 4 and lost 1 in the last 5. They're in the top half, top 9, I think, for home form. They have been very good at home, and they're very streaky this season. But I thought they were quite poor today. Yes, they had to change their plan because they're set up on the counter. But this is where you could say the red card potentially helped us. And should we be playing like this away from home anyway? We have been poor away from home. We're 14th in the away from table. We picked up 16 points from 15 away games, I'm pretty sure, or if not 14, which isn't good enough. And that's my concern going into this running away from. We have to go to Doncaster, we have to go to Port Vale, and we have to go to Chesterfield, to name a few. They're tough places to go. So that's a big concern. But should we play more like we have today? Because yes, it wasn't exactly pretty. I like the determination, the battle, the grafting that we put on show. And we did have a few good chances, but was it should we be playing like that? Because I think when you look at the red card in particular, but other phases in the game, we were quite open in that opening 30 minutes, like we have been away, and teams can pass through you like a butter through knife, cut through you, spread you like a butter on toast or whatever you want to use. And for me, that's a big problem when we're away from home. We play like it's at home, and teams can cut us open because we are too open. Whereas Newport couldn't break us down. They lacked creativity, and it kept going backwards and sideways. It like us under Mark Hughes, and they looked completely clueless. There were no forward runners, and it made it look quite easy for us to defend because we put all the emphasis onto them. We had 27% possession, and they did nothing with it, and we looked like a huge threat on the counter. So I think we should probably play like that every week away from home, but we won't, which is a bit of a shame because I think that would get us more points away, having that battle, scrap, deep, boring football which gets you over the line. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on that if you're watching on the pre-record as well, because we're going to wrap it up soon. I've done 30 minutes, 50, more than half was moaning about the referee, and then a bit on the game, but it is quite late. Hi Corbin, I thought it was a sending off. Huntington wasn't covering, he was just running back and not towards the ball. They were better when we had 11 players. They were, yeah, I thought that as well. That's because, like I sort of said, that they were playing on the counter and we were open like we always are. Away from home, if you're open like we are, they can pass through the midfield. The defenders are wide because, you know, our centre backs like full backs and our wing backs like wingers when we're building up. So it's easy on transition to get through us, and that's what Newport were doing until that red card, when we had to sit in deep and we had to be compact and soak up the pressure. And so, like I say, I think that should be the blueprint for away performances from now to end of the season, to get over the line, to keep clean sheets, to get points. Because if you can be at least picking up points and be winning your home games from now to end of the season, that'll probably get us promoted. So I think that probably should be the blueprint. But that will be controversial because it's not the type of football you want to see. Really, is it? But yeah, the thing is, whether Huntington were covering or not, for me, it's not the denial of a goal scoring opportunity, because anything's a goal scoring opportunity if you're from the 40th yard. You know, you're 40 yards out from goal, the keeper could come and close him down. Pardon me. Shepherd, he's just sort of sweep past him. You've got Huntington. The thing is with Huntington, we know he's not quick. He's not blessed for pace. He's 38 years of age, but you've sort of got to take that out of the equation because he is in line with him. You know, he wasn't running towards the ball, but he's running back. He is another man there. He could be the quickest player on the pitch for all anyone knows. We all know he isn't. But yeah, and for me, if it's last man or not, denial of goal scoring opportunity, for me, it can't be a goal scoring opportunity if you're 40 yards out with a man who is running back, even if it's not towards the ball. So yeah, I thought that were it won, and it's soft. You know, it's a tap on the shoulder. Like I said, it's something out of nothing. And for me, I'm sick of those getting given as free kicks. If it's in the law book, it's in the law book. If it's going to be that way all season, every game from now to the end of eternity of football, then so be it. But it ain't going to be entertaining. You're taking away the contact from the sport, and it's going to be boring. And there's just going to be fouls and free kicks, and it's going to take more time up. And that's why you're getting 7 minutes added on every game. And all for what? A little tap on the shoulder. You know, it's not enough to send me down. It's not enough to send anyone else down. And it's pathetic. But I can't blame the players for falling for it if the referees are just going to keep giving it. But yeah, he was bad. And then the offside as well. Like I said, it looked onside to me. But yeah, I've gone on about the referee too much. But like I said, there's a lot of optimism around right now. And to keep the unbeaten run going, to keep the clean sheets ticking away, to keep the points ticking along as well, with a point, that feels like a win. Although to me, it does feel like we've almost dropped points as well, because we did have enough chances and there was enough in that game for us to win, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm happy with that point. Away from home, it was going to be tough with a referee against us as well. We take it into Tuesday. It's not going to be easy. If we get battered, we get battered. If we lose, we lose. We're not expecting anything. Anything's a bonus in that one. but all focus on the Saturday, whether or not, because Saturday's a huge game where we need to win to sort of even that out. To if you draw, you need to win your next one, and MK Duns out on a good run of form. We need to stay in that top three. We need to stay hunting. So get behind them. Show the atmosphere what we can produce, because they deserve it. You know, these performances are deserving of us getting behind them, especially at the home games with the one of home form we're on. We need to keep those wins going. So thank you for watching. Hopefully we can win Tuesday and keep the one going. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on the pre-record. Like I say, thank you for everyone who's watched live. And watch the video on Thursday from the reaction to the fans forum if you haven't already. Thank you very much for all the support. It's massively appreciated. We're on the road to 800 subscribers. I'm going to try and get consistent, but I'm not going to make any promises because I am not a consistent person, am I? So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for the support. Like the video if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Have a good one.